All right, so we talked about how these have kind of been failures. They are definitely failures. So, a couple of things we're going to do. So, we've got these giant rain barrels, which, this is all gravity fed here. So, rain barrels are full now because we had a giant rain the other day. And so they're completely full all the way up to the top, which means there's 6,000 gallons of water sitting right there. And this is just gravity, which feeds these, which is basically continually changing water in all these. And you can see how dirty it is. So those all flow down into this. And this thing, whenever it gets full, that little sump pump comes on, pumps it down here and up into this barrel. And the barrels are connected, so when it goes into one, it evens out to the other one. So I've got sponge filters. A couple of things I'm going to change. So I've got sponge filters in all of these big ones, and they're being powered by a linear piston pump right there. Just a little guy, but they're all being powered by sponge filters, or by that pump using sponge filters. And you can see just how dirty they are. You can't see anything in here. And if we check on, this is what I found really interesting, is we did so if I check this water here, I can get one of these out. So this one I actually changed out with some water from the city. I did about half. About a quarter. Gotta shake it like a Polaroid. So then if we look at this, oh my gosh, let's see if I can do this. So if we look at what's going on here, so you can kind of see, if I get in the light it'll be easier, the nitrites are obviously nothing. Actually, so on this one the pH looks to be about 6.4. The buffer is 0, maybe a little more, and the hardness is probably 0. And there's actually a little bit of chlorine in there. But so I had changed that one out. I ran some city water in there. This one is just pure rainwater off the roof. So if we look at this one with the rainwater, what do we got? So we've got no nitrates or nitrites. The hardness is basically 0, buffer 0, and the pH is maybe at 6.4, but we don't go down below that. I'm not sure if the strip would change color. What's interesting is that there is no way, I mean that's pure rainwater, so why is it displaying chlorine? That doesn't make any sense. Aquarium co-op. I mean, it's pure rainwater. There can be no chlorine in here. Unless chlorine is dropping out of the sky. I'm not sure I understand that one. Especially at that level. Right? That doesn't make any sense. But assuming we can trust the rest of the test, pH and buffer and hardness is off the scale low. So, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to, there's the, you might be able to hear it, the sump just went off to empty that and put it back in the rain barrel so it can come back over here. So what we're going to do is try and put some Undergravel filters in here. And we'll kind of compare. I mean, it won't affect the water quality, the hardness or pH or any of that stuff. I have another potential solution for that, which we'll kind of go through later. But I'm going to build some kind of DIY Undergravel filters, which I'll walk through kind of how they work and how I build them, and then we'll see what the water quality looks like. So obviously this is huge, right? It's 300 gallons or so. I'll check that. I think it's 300 gallons. And there's two small, I mean they're not small, they're pretty good size sponge filters, but obviously that's not enough to clear these up, and we'll see if the Undergravel filter actually does that. Now the reason for the super low pH hardness, all that stuff, is basically because the leaves on these trees falls on the roof, water falls on the roof, and then it filters through the leaves to come in here. So this is basically, I mean, it's a good indication that oak leaves can lower your pH to nothing. I'm sure the rainwater, well, it's probably pretty pure in terms of having any alkalinity and stuff like that anyway, but combined with in fact, next time it rains, I'll test the water and kind of see what the pH is in it outside of this system, so I can kind of tell, you know, is it just the rainwater has 6.4 or less pH and zero hardness? I mean, maybe that's what's going on. So in the Undergravel filter, when I get them built, I'm going to put obviously gravel in there, but I'm going to throw some crushed oyster shells, which is what I feed the chickens so that they have strong eggs. So I just have some laying around. So I'm going to try this one first. This would be, or maybe that one. We'll try that one first as the first experiment and kind of see how it goes. So I'll report back as soon as I have some results.